Good afternoon, viewers, and welcome to the Sports Rep Show. My name is Jesse Jackson Kauraitha, coming to you live from the Namibia Media Holdings Studios. I'm joined in studio today by Robertson Iyambo and Manfred Kadondume. These two gentlemen obviously are footballers, Namibia Premier League footballers. They're here today to share their experience and the disappointments, the heartbreak they have been through during this difficult period where Namibian football has been on a halt due to the infightings, the ongoing complications. The gentleman will be with me later on in the show, but first, right now, I would like to show you the back page of the Namibian Sun. And there you have it, NFA keen on luring MTC, and as well as Dion Hotto making headlines in South Africa. He's worth 500,000 and more, and he's actually proving his worth in South Africa. That story will also be in detail. And now for your MFA story in detail. Well, the Namibia Football Association has apparently closed in on MTC, and they are luring them to sponsor the Namibia Football Premier League. And you know, the Namibia Football Premier League is the newly introduced league that was formed last year, yet to kick off, though they promised that it will kick off in April, and that's on the 17th of April. As things stand, no one knows about that, but everyone believes that the league is going to kick off indeed. Well, according to sources, some NFA senior officials made contact with MTC officials asking them for a probable contract or sponsorship agreement between the two. That has been quite a great initiative there from MTC and from the NFA. We hope that deal will pull through anyways. And as well as Dion Hotto making headlines in South Africa. The Namibian player scored a goal against Cape Town City, and he was on target in his club's 2-0 victory over Cape Town City, scoring after 47 seconds, one of the fastest goals in PSL history and the fastest goals this season. Dion Hotto has now scored 4 goals already for his Orlando Pirates, a club he joined from Bidvest Wits University. That was last season. All big ups to Dion Hotto there for doing all that. He's been quite a very, very influential player for Orlando Pirates and as well as Bidvest Wits. And now we also have something for you from the Sports Commission. The Namibia Sports Commission today announced that they have a total of 270 athletes that they selected from the MTC Namibia Youth Games that took place in December last year. These athletes will represent the country at the Region 5 Games that also take place in December this year. Namibia Sports Commission Chief Administrator Freddie Muir said that these athletes will go through different camps before they actually travel to Lesotho, where they will compete at the Region 5 Games. All this is to make sure that these athletes are prepared to the best of their abilities. And now we have a video compiled for you of a press conference which took place earlier today. Please enjoy.
Namibian Sports Commission, and also on our behalf of the sponsors and our Ministry of Sport, Youth and National Service, that we officially hand over this floating trophy, which is written MTC Namibia Youth Game, dated 16 to 18 December 2020 in Rietfontein, building on sporting excellency, the winning region being Commerce Region.
And 26 girls. If we talk about para-athletics, we are talking about 10 boys, 10 girls. If we talk about tennis, we talk 10 boys, 10 girls. Football, 32, etc. So if you look at the numbers, we are talking about big numbers. So we don't want to waste time by announcing the names, but the names will be provided either in hard copy or in a soft copy by the Sports Commission, because that is our governmental team. But what I will do definitely is to reflect back on the performance of our regions. And when we look at performance, we refer to
national youth games possible, especially the corporate sponsors, MTC, Road Fund Administration, and Lesotho Namibia. We also like to thank the governors, especially the hosting region, which was the Ochozunjupa Regional Council, all the governors that were present at the games. I think the athletes were very excited to have been rubbing shoulders with all these big governors. They were at every single games they were watching, and also like to thank the athletes.
Welcome
Namibian
back.
Sports
That
Commission,
was the Commerce
and
region.
also on our behalf
They
of
were
this.
victorious, earning like 5 gold medals, 3 silvers and 3 bronze in total at the MTC Youth Games. And now tomorrow is a big day for Namibian Media Holdings indeed, and for My Zone program for the youth. They are celebrating their birthday tomorrow, and we would just like to wish them a very happy birthday in advance as well. Enjoy the break. Welcome back, and as I mentioned earlier, today in studio I'm joined by Robertson Iambo and Manfred Kalondume. These players have felt it all. They have been through a roller coaster of emotions, a difficult twist to a turn of events. Footballers who were enjoying the beautiful game, making a decent living, and just to be told that the next season will not start. Quite disappointing, quite heartbreaking, and something that one wouldn't want to see repeated in history. I'll start with Mr. Kalondume. Mr. Kalondume, just share your experience of how difficult it has been this year.
Jesse, thank you for having me. Really grateful for this opportunity. It's another platform that we are given so that we can really take this out there. It has been 2 years now. There's been no football, and you know, football is amazing. You know why they call it the beautiful game? Because it is enjoyed by everyone. You know, people from all the world just join in and you know, enjoy the beautiful game. So it's hard. It's hard. It's very painful. It's sad. Yeah, I would always share out there and say, people from the offices don't really know how it feels down deep in Katutura. And some of us we are always there with the people, always with the players, and it's hard.
Yes, Mr. Kalondume. As a player, you've shared quite dinners and stuff with other football players, some that do not even make a living at all or any other extra income from anywhere else, what would you say their experience has been so far, including yourself as well, sir?
Yeah, so I am a student at UNAM, currently studying a bachelor's in education. So the little money we would earn from football would make a huge difference. You know, me and some of the players, we have rent. We're not originally from Windhoek. Some of us are from Khobabe, some from Okanja, some from all over the country. So we came to Windhoek to make a living because of the talent we have. Yeah, so it has been a struggle. Yeah, I am a first-hand witness to what is happening since football has not been playing. It has been really, really, really tough. It's dark out there.
It's dark out there. Mr. Yambo, it's also a very, very difficult time for you, I understand. Quite a talented player you were, aging and no football at the moment. Are you not worried? How has it been for you? Are you not worried about your future? I mean, like, how many years have you got left to play and still nothing is happening? How has it been for you?
Thank you very much, Jesse. I'd like to thank you for this opportunity as well. And to be honest, it hasn't been really easy for us as footballers. We have been, football has been putting food on the table of footballers as well. And some of our colleagues, to be honest, have really lost their bread, and it has been difficult for them in the sense that some of them have dropped out of school. Even myself, I used to pay my school with football money, or that small salary that could put bread. It was not only bread and butter, but it was really something that could take care of our families as well. And me myself, I was also a student at IUM, studying marketing management. We dropped out of school. We could, because we couldn't really afford anymore. We lost our salaries, and as football leaders out there, it hasn't been really easy for us.
Yes, I wanted to cut you short there. I understand about, it's an important matter that you mentioned there. Imagine losing your education because the only thing that was a source of income for you to sustain or to be able to pay for your education is no longer there. I mean, that's something quite heartbreaking. And every day going to sleep, going to bed, what do you think should have been the solution or could have been done differently? As a football player, what's your opinion on that?
My opinion was, like we all here around the surroundings, that the leaders or people could have brought their hearts together and think of the lives that could be affected of footballers out there. And really, like, this situation has also affected the performance of our colleagues that went to represent us. We would call them our colleagues that went to represent us at the bigger competition at Chan. It has affected the performance in the sense that they have not been active throughout the past 2 years. And it's not really easy to stand up and train but not have those game times and stuff. And also, as footballers, we have met our colleagues down there in the streets. To be honest, it's not easy, and I would love to...
Yes, Mr. Yambo, the sad part that I heard as well is that some people have turned into alcoholics now. Some have lost their partners, their girlfriends, I mean, all these kind of things because they couldn't provide anymore. Is all this we're hearing true?
It's the honest truth. It's the honest truth. Imagine if you were a breadwinner, like I said, you were paying for your room, you were buying food, you were in a relationship, you were... So if it has not been easy in the sense that you can't afford it anymore, and you'll be at places that we call them for a footballer, it's not healthy to be unhealthy places like being at Chibins and stuff, but you cannot be at home sleeping while you do not have bread and butter at home. So it forced the lifestyle of a footballer from sleeping early hours and also going out there and going to training intense into a place whereby you could meet people that could probably give you something to eat or take home. So it has turned their lifestyles of the footballers,
Okay.
of sportsmen.
I'll
into-
get back to you, Master Yambo.
Yeah.
Master Kalandume, I understand you really were there for the plight of the players. Last year, you guys formed a group in March and took a walk to the football house where you were demanding for football to start. You could see that you guys were really eager to get football started. How has this been? Did you get any response? Did anyone actually hear your cries?
I wouldn't say somebody really heard our cry. We tried a lot. Went to the NFA offices. We went to the radios. We tried a lot, trying to find any solution, or maybe somebody to come on board and give us answers on what is happening. But up to date, nothing is happening. And we tried. We wrote letters to the NFA president, to the NPL officers, asking for answers, and still up to date, nothing. So I hope, given another opportunity, this platform, maybe to voice out again, not only to the president of the Namibian football, but to the African continent in large, and to the world out there.
Yes.
Just to say that we are losing talent, we are losing young people, and we are losing a lot just because of the footballer is not playing. So we need a solution. Somebody must come on board. Somebody must come rescue the situation. It's hard.
Yes.
It's hard.
Going back to Master Yambo, there was a gentleman in the studio by the name of Isaac Hamata. I believe you do know the gentleman, somewhere with your ties with Tura Magic and all. He spoke a lot about harmony among our football leaders. He spoke about the peace that needs to be brought into football, because they said that when the elephants are fighting, the grass suffers, and at the moment I would say that the footballers are the grass. So what would your emphasis be on harmony, especially in the Namibian football structures?
I wouldn't. Okay, it's the honest truth that when two elephants are fighting, the grass really suffers. To come back to that, what I would like to do, to advise our leaders is to, I would not say who is right or who is wrong. It's just to come together as brothers and as a nation, just to put up our differences aside and find a way, by all means, dig any hole or turn any stone, just to bring our beautiful game back, and also change the lifestyles of many young people, which are really suffering because of these inside fights.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we conclude, gentlemen, obviously, I would like to have one word of advice of hope to the other players out there. Just a word of encouragement. We know there's little to encourage at the moment about, but we have been reading in newspapers that there's a bit of movement. So what would a word of advice from each of you be to your fellow colleagues that are watching this program, or that will receive the message eventually, or will get to watch the show?
Firstly, I would say, maybe if I'm given a second, first to the leaders and then to my fellow players or to my fellow colleagues.
Yes, you can.
I would like to ask the leaders humbly, please come together and solve these issues just for the sake of football. Just for the sake of football, come together and let's find a solution and let's get the ball kicking again. Secondly, to my fellow brothers, let's hold on to the hope. You know, without hope, there's no light. So let's continue holding on. We are hearing things here and there. So let's keep on hoping. Let's keep on believing. You know, God is there for us. So let's keep on believing, and maybe something positive will come up.
Master Yambo?
All right, to me, it's just to my fellow players that we should just keep on doing, training a little bit hard. We have heard that there's a little light by the end of the tunnel, and we should just remember that it can be rainy today, but it will never. It can be stormy today, but it will never rain forever. So I still believe that you guys, you should just keep up and hope for better days, which are coming soon.
They hope for better days, they say. Sad indeed, sad. Hearing all this, I mean, like, it's quite disappointing, people losing their livelihoods. It has been difficult. You could see and you could sense from the energy from the players themselves. And quite myself, I have seen a few in the locations, and you can see the situation is really difficult. And they are calling on the leaders to really make things happen. Let football start. That's the cry. From the first divisions to the Premier League, everyone is hoping for things to start. And now we will go to another part of the program where we will show you the fixtures of what you could expect from the weekend. And there you have them. They'll play there on our screens. You will see for yourself. Manchester United will also be playing this weekend, as well as Leicester City, the big one against Liverpool. That will be in the English Premier League. Manchester City as well playing Tottenham Hotspurs. It's not going to be an easy encounter there. Those games will be on Saturday. And then on Sunday we have Manchester United playing Wolverhampton, and that's going to be another very difficult encounter. No, Manchester United are going to play West Brom. I think there's a point of correction there to those fixtures as well. So thank you so much for having joined me today in the studio. And don't forget to catch us again live. That will be on Monday. Gentlemen, thank you so much for having joined us in the studio today. It has been a privilege and a sad honor indeed to hear from you. I mean, like, it's quite disappointing, and I just wish all the best from you. You can see that we hope that you would be able to restore your hope and beliefs, and football will be back. And to you viewers, thank you so much for having joined me. From me, Jesse Jackson Kauraitha, see you again. Tata.